Good evening. Thank you for having me here. I haven't been doing much talking in CEO forums of late. In fact, the last few months have been very, very hectic. Politicking and mostly giving political speeches. So this is a huge break and a huge relief for me as well. Thank you for having me here. Firstly, Hari, thanks for inviting me to this CEO forum. And firstly, when got the invitation, had no idea that you guys had a parallel underground network, literally, so to speak, running, and it was happening, the forum was happening right here in Hyderabad. And secondly, unfortunately, I don't have a written speech because I did not really come here prepared to speak. I was only told that I would be interacting with you a bit and then handing out a few bouquets and awards and things like that. So I don't really have a written speech, but I do have a few things to say though. Thank you to the distinguished gathering, to all the CEOs, to possibly their spouses and to their partners and to everyone who's gathered here. Welcome to Hyderabad. For those of you who are not from Hyderabad, this wonderful city of ours is a brilliant host to a number of events. In fact, we're second only to Delhi on Ayajit. We're second only to Delhi on in terms of MICE events that happen in India. So we are a city that is happening. We call it Happening Hyderabad. So welcome. And I hope in the last couple of days you've experienced a bit of biryani, experienced a bit of khubani, and also have had the good fortune to flaunt your sherwani. If you didn't bring them with you, I don't know, but if you did, I hope you've had the privilege and luxury of wearing one of those as well. Many thanks. Just wanted to share a couple of things with you. One, the theme of your forum is Go Beyond, Aspire to Inspire. When I saw this after I walked in, the only thing I could think of in terms of what I could say to you, in terms of just leaving you with a few thoughts, is the story of our Honorable Chief Minister and his fight and his relentless battle to achieve this state called Telangana. About 18 years ago, in 2001, April, when our Honorable Chief Minister, now Chief Minister, back then a political leader, Sri K. Chandrasekhar Rao, had launched an outfit called Telangana Rashtra Samiti, wanting to fight for statehood for this region, the region of Telangana. A lot of people, including those belonging to this region, were completely dismissive. Nobody actually bought the story initially. Nobody said, this could happen. When he was trying to gather support, gather momentum, when he went about traveling, touring the entire landscape, the entire region, not many people gave him a chance. They said, this is a pipe dream, which may never happen. He kept, selling his story, he kept selling the idea of why Telangana and how this country, India, if you think about it, a country which had 30 crore people. When we got our independence back in 1947, back then we were 30 crores, but come 2001, we were already 100 crore plus. So our Chief Minister kept making a very logical case that India should reorganize itself, as the family grows. For instance, any one of us, when we are a student in our younger days, we typically tend to live in we tend to share our room with a classmate, or we tend to live in a studio apartment if you're a little well off, if your parents support you and all that. Then as the family grows, when you get married, you move into a slightly bigger apartment. And when the family grows further, when you have a few children, you tend to again reorganize a few shelves, you tend to reorganize a few rooms, and you tend to give one of the rooms, to your favorite children. And then as we grow, we tend to reorganize. Our Chief Minister made a case back then as a leader of agitation that India needs to think and India needs to reorganize. In fact, just to give you a snapshot of what he said, he was making a case saying, Uttar Pradesh in India today, if it were to be a separate country, it would be the 6th largest country on the planet, Uttar Pradesh, as a state. If it were a country, it would be the 6th largest administrative unit or a country in the world. In the same country in India, we also have another state called Goa, which is only 1 million plus people. So this huge disparity in terms of how we've organized ourselves. This was his argument. This was his rationale for the formation of Telangana. nobody bought it until few years. Come 2004, there was a compulsion in Delhi for the party which wanted, to run to be at the helm of affairs in Delhi, the Congress. So they aligned with us, and we knew that this was going to be a coalition era. So therefore, in the coalition era, we knew also the numbers would be very, very important. So therefore, we kept up the pressure. We kept getting the support of more and more political parties in the political system within India. And 14 years later, after many, many battles and many struggles, we eventually had the entire political dispensation of our country eventually come down and say, okay, this is a fair demand. This needs to be accepted. Well, there was resistance without a question. There were a lot of doubts as well. But finally, on June 2nd, 2014, this dream, which was initially heckled, which was initially only looked at as a pipe dream, eventually became true. And today, I am happy to share with you, 5 years after the Telangana bill was passed in Parliament on February 18th, 2014, which was exactly, I think, about 2-3 days ago. 5 years since the bill was passed. Today, Telangana is looked at as one of the trailblazing states in the entire country on number of counts.